Yeah, poured the slab over the last couple of weeks. It's now had a week to cure, so I'm going to have to get all this formwork off, clean that up. The plastic blew down in a storm the other night, but I'm going to pull up all the formwork and start assembling the shed. Now it's a prefab shed like this thing behind me, which I think are pretty flimsy and don't really like them, but I'm going to put it up, and then I'm going to put a timber frame on the inside after I've built the shed to reinforce the strength of the building, and that way I can get all my measurements directly from the internals of the shed rather than trying to figure out my measurement and then go, oops, that's off, and have to recut stuff. So that's the way I'm going to do it. Hopefully I'll get this shed up this weekend. That's the plan anyway. Formwork's all off, and I didn't really talk about any of this before I did my formwork, but I guess when you make a form you want to make sure that it's not going to stick to the concrete, so you need to have a smooth surface, and that's why they say use form ply. Form ply is kind of like this, where it's got a smooth surface on it. That stuff there is actually old tabletops from the science labs at my school, which they were throwing out when they refurbished them. This ply here was from some cabinets that we had taken out of the rooms in my faculty. Then lower down I used bits of timber from pallets. All of my pegs, because I needed to have really long pegs, is old treated pine posts and stuff that I cut up. And these things, I've picked up some treated pine from people who were just chucking stuff away. And if you saw the last video when I was talking about the slab, I said I wanted to have a little trench, kind of like a gutter in between these two slabs, because this one is taller. And that has worked out well, so at least I know that any water that gets onto this slab, if it spills over, it's going to have somewhere to run and not just run underneath the older shed. So I've just got to get all this cleaned up and out of the way. And one thing though, I noticed that some of my cement didn't get all the way down to the bottom when I was doing the last one here. So I'm not so fussed about the integrity of it, because there is Rio through it. But if I come around on the high sides, you can see some spots where, even with the clamping and the vibration and that sort of stuff, it still didn't get all the way down right at the edges. So I've got some voids and that sort of stuff. They're only shallow, but I think for matching this up with the house, because I did do a bit of rendering around the foundation of the house. I might actually render over some of this. It'll give it a nicer finish along the edge. lot more hot rivets needed in this shed than I remember. And I ran out, had 4 left, and I've still got one side of the roof left to go. I saw the little bits and bobs that get stuck together. So doing a quick run down to Bunnings to get some more hot rivets. Bit of a lazy morning today, not the best thing, but I'm heading down to Bunnings. I've got to buy some wasp and hornet poison, and I've also got to get some sealant from a concrete slab, seal the concrete up. There's some really thick smoke in the air at the moment. Max doesn't seal that well, so I'm actually copping it. They're doing a lot of back burning up here in the mountains to try and, as bushfire prevention. And on that, we're getting a few trees removed from our backyard, silver top ash, a couple of tallow woods, and a few angophoras. And when I was taking down one of the smaller trees last week, I started getting attacked and stung by wasps, and they stung me through my glove. So I need to kill that nest before the arborists actually come. So that's why I'm going to do that. And I've got to do that tonight while they're dormant. So that's kind of stopped me from doing stuff down in the back of the yard. So hopefully when I get back, I'll try and do some stuff up near the shed. Seal the floor, depends on how long that stuff takes to dry. I might try doing some of my framing and then do a sealing coat just before dusk so it can dry overnight. But geez, this smoke is thick that it's getting in and affecting my throat. That is not cool. Oh man. Anyway, that was a bit of a spinner. Just stopped at the local Bunnings, local 15-20 minute drive from home. Got 2 types of wasp killer, one for in-ground nests and one for nests up in the trees, because the inspector said he saw a nest up in the tree as well. I only found the one in the ground. And I got my concrete sealer. But I got to the register and my cousin's working there, and I haven't seen her for years, and apparently she's been working here for over a year, and it's just that the days I go in, she obviously isn't there, and I've been going in there quite a bit recently. So that was Small world. Haven't seen it for ages. Anyway, got to stop in town, get a few groceries, and head up to the house. Just stopped in town, and there's all that smoke from the back burning. They are really close to town.